Just want to give a quick update to those interested. I finished development of Cave Story the Desolate for Sage 2023, so right now I'm waiting for that to be approved. This means that I can make more content now like this and more different stuff because I'm on a development break for that project. And I also want to mention that I'll be making a video specifically related to what I'm going to be doing with my software setup, so there may be a slight delay in content, but that's it. I can't wait for you all to try out Cave Story the Desolate's Sage 2023 demo, and yeah, enjoy the video. GMTK Game Jam 2023 was my first game jam, and today I want to talk about how it went. So the theme for this game jam was roles reversed, and I had to make a game in 48 hours. So I started thinking of a few ideas and thought of a common trope where there's a hero like a knight, and usually along the way the knight slays some enemies, and in this case there's some mushroom enemies, but these mushrooms are not putting up with it, so they're gonna kill the knight. And because they're enemies, they have the liberty of being immune to hazards, and so that gives them an advantage compared to the knight. So that's the game concept. When it came to actually making the game though, even though Godot 4.1 had released at the time, and it included stuff like shared array buffer support, which I guess was something to support Godot 4 games since they ran on newer APIs, I decided to use Godot 3.5.2 because that was more safe for web game development. And for stuff like game jams, less people are going to download your game than just playing it on something like itch. So that aspect was important regardless of the higher convenience of Godot 4.1 in terms of developer experience. I also decided to use GDScript since I was trying to make something quicker, and I actually kind of lost some familiarity with C#, but I'll learn it when I can use it for my next big project, which is probably after my Cave Story fan game. So here I'm just making the sprites for the mushroom and knight, made the title screen, and then I spent what felt like a couple hours looking for a good font on the Open Game Art website, and I found one that I felt looked pretty good. Then I started to make the player character's movement script, which is just pretty simple platformer boilerplate and some extra stuff like jump buffer. After that, I spent a few hours taking a break and then came back, went ahead to make the levels and the knight's physics. The knight basically just comes from a position and then moves based on invisible blocks it touches, but later in development I decided that this kind of led to unpredictable movement, so I made these invisible blocks turn into signs to make it seem like the knight is following a direction. And since there are a lot of signs, it makes it seem like the knight is overconfident and kind of stupid and predictable, which is kind of what I was trying to go for. In the first day of the game jam, I made 3 levels, added all of the systems I needed, and for the next day I would be adding stuff like sound effects, music, and polish. Also, in the first day I added these mushrooms, which are part of the colony of the mushroom you play as, and when the knight hits them, they're set flying. And in the second day, I finished all levels, added a final level where you have to hit the knight a certain amount of times or make him fall into the void, added some sound effects, made in C-tone, and I went ahead and made some music in Org Maker. With that, I had about half a day left and had finished my game in time for submission. Nothing really special happened after that, but it was fun and kind of gave me an outline for where my skills are at. I'll definitely do more game jams in the future.